Alright guys, today's video, do you really need a chainsaw license? I done my chainsaw license, my cs30 31 in 2014, February 2014. Well, the simple answer is, do you need insurance? That's the other thing. That's the only reason you'd have to have it. Because you can't get insurance in the public sector without the chainsaw license. So if you want insurance, when you're out on a job, doing stuff, you need the chainsaw license, the cs30 31 minimum. Well, if you just cut in, just maintenance to the cs30 and cross cut in, if that's all you're doing. Because on my course there was someone cutting Christmas trees for the garden centre, and they had to have the cs30 just to cut in Christmas trees because there was public customers around. So that's why he had to have it. He was there doing it. But the cs31 is felling small trees at cutting height, anything from like 8-inch to 15-inch diameter, no more than 15-inch diameter, any length. Who's cutting the big ones in the forestries. That's when you need, if you're felling trees or want to fell trees for someone, they big trees. You think 15-inch not very big, but they monsters. You know what I mean? In length, could be big trees. And when I done my course, I had quite a lot of chainsaw experience, to be honest with you, over the years on the farm, and just many years using chainsaw. And I've always been fighting with a chainsaw. I reckon they're really dangerous things. Well, to be honest, I'm petrified of chainsaw. Even though I'm using it, I'm petrified, and I think that's the best way to be. If you believe that you're good with a chainsaw, I think you shouldn't be using a chainsaw. Because you should always be fighting with a chainsaw, because it's going to bite you. It's like a wild animal that's waiting to bite you at any time, and when it bites you, it's going to either kill you or really injure you bad. So you always got to be fighting to it, be respectful to it, and because there's the people who think that they're confident with a chainsaw is when there's that lapse of second, that split second of a lapse, thinking that they're so good with it, they can control it, bang, it's got them. That's when it'll happen. I'm fighting with it. I'm fighting the mine all the time. And I think I'll never ever get used to that. I'll always be fighting with it. And touch wood, I'll be okay then, if I'm fighting with it. As mad as it sounds, I think that's the best way to be. Really be wary of a chainsaw. Treat it with respect. Yeah. So if anyone's just cutting on a farm, cutting firewood behind their house, no one else around, you're not going to be out working with it, trying to get insurance, yeah, you don't need a chainsaw license. Don't need it at all. You learn just common sense on safety aspects. You're right, that's all you need. But if you're going out on a professional basis, which I'm not really doing that much of chainsaw work, but it's for the future, it's something that I wanted. I could see further down the line that if I want insurance just for doing chainsaw work on a property, someone's fighting to cut a tree, go straight through the conservatory, greenhouse or whatever, or well, health and safety as well, public liability, that stuff, you're insured then. So that's why they're not cheap, they're £800 for the two courses. I done in Ask College, was £800 for the cs30 and 31, and it's not easy at all. Like I say, I'm used to using chainsaws, but it shocked me how much work is involved. Paperwork, there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of stuff to remember in a week. It was a week's course and the extra day on the assessment then. But it really shocked me of the work that was involved. And not much leniency for mistake or anything. On the day, you had to be right or you'd fail. It's not a guaranteed pass. You're not paying the money and you're going to have a definite certificate. No. You make a mistake, because it's a dangerous game, you make a mistake, and you'll fail, and you've got to just do the assessment. Well, you've got to do it again. So keep that in mind. You can fail. It's not a guaranteed. I pay the money, I will pass. No, if you can't do it on the day, you're going to fail. So it was worrying. I got to be honest. It was a nervous week. What I do is look into the courses on the internet and download the schedules. The cs30 and 31, they're two different courses, obviously, certificates to pass. And on there you'll see, like, if you do a PDF, download it, and that's the actual test sheets that you've got to learn. If I could have done it again, I would have got them in more time to learn the answers. So there's there's one question and 3 answers, or 4 answers or whatever, and you've got to pick the answer. And there's lots of questions like that. So you need to know all that. So I think if you pre-learned some of that, it'd be an easier week. But there's so much to do in that week. You're learning all that, and you're learning new cuts, like a split level cut. I never saw one of them before. And using your felling lever, your felling bar. That's a strange cut to master, but that's the cut you've got to do. You type it in, a split level cut. Type that in, and that's the cut you've got to do. So just trying to help people out with this video. What I think, why you need a chainsaw license, and I think that the course is quite hard. None of us failed on the day, but there's a fair bit of work involved with it. Like the maintenance part, the cs30, that's a fair bit of work as well. You've got to do it all right there. You're being judged, assessed on that as well. Even sharpening the chain, you're assessed on sharpening the chain. How tight you get the chain, you're being assessed on that. Cleaning the saw, everything. You're being assessed. There's someone watching you as you do it all. And the cs30 is a lot involved. The cs31 is a lot involved with that. The felling, that's taking all the limbs off, delimbing all the way up. Everything got to be the right way. I've got a tape on you. You've got the Husqvarna. We use the Husqvarna 346 XP. Brilliant chainsaws. None of this M-tronic stuff. Auto tune. That's the college. Still use the 346 XPs. Anyway, so you've got your tape on you. So you're coming up and you're cutting them at 1.6, 1.8 meter. Anyway, you're going to cut the full tree then, all the way up, cutting it into the chunks, the lengths. Then you have to get your hook, your Husqvarna hook, grab the pieces you cut, stack it as well. This is all in the course. You're being judged on this. You're being marked on it. This is the test. You've got to stack it. You have to take it from cutting the tree down, delimbing it all, cutting into the lengths, stack it, and he's watching, he's standing there watching. And I think you could have one spade. You had to cut 2 trees. They had to mark 2 trees on the course that you wanted was your test trees. You could choose the trees in the forestry that you want to do as you could choose them that you want for your test. So I chose 2 trees, and they put my name or initials or whatever on that tree, because that's where you come back to do the test. Then you can do them 2 trees, and he also there's 1 extra tree you can do. You're only allowed 1 mess up. You're allowed 1 mistake on felling a tree. So only 3 trees you can fell. You haven't got no more chances than that. You've got to get 2 good felled trees, and you've got to get a hung up tree as well. One of the trees have got to be hung up. I think it's 2 or 3. I think it's 1 straight cut. I can't remember now. It was 2014. It was either 1 tree just a straight fell, or it was 2 trees straight fell. I think it was 1 tree straight fell, and 1 tree hooked up. In other words, you've got to get it stuck, which is real life. You've got to get that. You've got to aim it for another tree. Like in a forest, you can imagine this tree. There's not much room around them. So you have to fell the tree into another tree, and then you've got to roll the tree out of the branches to get it down. It's a fair bit going on there. Like, you've got to know the cuts to release it the safe way. Anyway, so let's hope this video helps someone out who's thinking, should I get a license, should I not? In the safety aspect, yes. Like I said, £800 is a lot of money just to have it. And here it is, but yeah, I'll show you mine. Mine's wading away. I got to get a new license. I'll show you now. Right, there we are. I'm not getting focus tidy on it. Calvin Thomas, the middle name. Mugshot's not the best. Chainsaws. MPTC. So there we are. There's the license. It's a bit worn, I gotta be honest. I'll get a new one I am. All the photos going a bit funny, and all the edges. As I said, that's in 2014, there's a date. 27th 3rd 14, but we'll have to apply for a new one because it's starting to peel on the edges, coming apart. Like, I'm not too impressed with that. They could have made a better quality license card. Like, on the back end is the qualifications. They're different on these to what it says, cs30 and cs31, chainsaw in other words. But on here, I don't know if you can see it, can you? I don't know if you can see it there. But on here, the cs30, the top one, is the 2003. Don't know why. That must be like a code they got. And the cs31 is 2004. So I don't know why they do it that way. But that's the way the codes are on the back. Right? So there it is. So £800 for that little thing, really. The cs30, 31 there. I know it's not that, it's all the information I learned as well. That's what we're paying for. But there we are. There it is. Right, so a bit of a blab on today about it, but that's what I done. So back to it again. Do you need a chainsaw license? Because there's some like positives for it. In one sense, I haven't gained from it. People might think, well, why did I do it? What have I gained? £800. What did I gain? People might laugh and say, what do you gain from it? I gained a lot of experience. Like I said, different cuts, totally different to what I thought I knew a fair bit, but no, it totally opens your mind up to the right way of doing it, and that's you can't. Once you know that, you're right. That's just information that you just can pass on. You just need to, you know what I mean, valuable. But if you're not gonna, like I said, if you just cut in firewood for yourself forever, or cutting trees on your property, you don't need it. You don't need it. If you're never gonna think about like going out, doing a public sector, work in the public sector, no, I wouldn't bother. I just look into all the safety videos, watch videos as much as you can, or if you know someone who's might have a qualification, just get them to just help you a bit, give you an hour's training kind of thing on the safety aspect. That's all it comes down to. If you just want to be safe to cut a chainsaw, to use a chainsaw, just learn that, just the safety aspects. The internet show a lot of it, to be honest with you, but it comes down to common sense a lot of it as well. Like when you're using your saw, try to keep to the one side of the saw. I'll just show you a bit of an example by here now. Move back a bit. Obviously, straightforward safety thing. The main safety thing I'd say, obviously you need all the gear on. Definitely need all the gear. Might cost a lot of money, but you need. I always wear trousers. If you look, I always got my Oregon trousers on. I like Oregon stuff, they're alright. They're quite light. I don't like wearing, because they're quite, even the light ones are quite, you feel the weight difference, because of all the material on the front. I only wear the trousers, to be honest with you, I might be cutting a few corners there. I have got the boots, because they're so heavy, I don't wear them too much. If you notice, I don't cut with my feet much. I'm always cutting, it's all to do with where you cut in by. If I was in the woods, and I know I'm going to be cutting a lot on the floor, I'll put my boots on. But your legs, you can't, it's not worth taking the chance for your legs. There's so many veins and everything in there. So definitely on the legs, cover your legs, definite. I'd say that's number one, get the legs covered. Anyway, using the saw. You're holding your saw, you always want to think about it, kicking back. If it's going to fly back, sometimes I'm different to what I'm saying, but it's an idea. When you're going down with your saw, you should have had a saw with me. Never cut back towards your legs. Never ever turn the saw in. Well, sometimes you have to, but don't be cutting like this all the time and turn the saw down like that. Because if you cut through where you're cutting, your legs are behind it. If you're cutting down, try to keep the saw as level as you can, so you're cutting down towards the ground. That's one. Always, like on the course, you want to keep it by your hip. Your back handle of the saw should always be by there. So you're cutting like this. You're not cutting like that, because you're going to cut into your legs. So always try to keep your back handle by your body. Back handle as much as you can by your body. And then you're cutting down. Other thing is stay to the one side of you. So you did cut through, you come into the side of your legs. Or if you've got a kick back, which is a dangerous thing, kick back, don't be like this to the saw, because that was the biggest thing they were telling me. A lot of times I was getting round and I was in line with the saw. If he come over, he's going to have you. Try to keep to the body, so if he did kick out, he'd come past you. So it's harder in practice in real life to try to avoid all these things, the angles I mean, but that's what I'd say. Just get your stance right as well. Right guys, grab my chainsaw, I'll give you a demonstration what I mean. When you're cutting, alright, you're going to have a 15-inch bar most probably, or not 24 like this. But try to keep this bit here, back angle by your hip. That's what the tutor told me. Was always try to keep it in by him like this. So when you're cutting downwards, you're cutting down like that. You're not cutting back. Don't ever cut towards your body. You're not cutting back towards your legs or anything like that. So you're cutting down. You have to go down with it, but you're keeping it level as you're going down. That's the right way. You're cutting down. You're not cutting back towards your body. You understand what I mean? So you're cutting down. Try to keep this as tight as you can, as like a lever action to your leg or to the hip. Always try to keep the back angle like that. So you're cutting down. You're not cutting like that, especially with a smaller bar. You can understand what I mean? You go through where you're cutting into yourself. And also, cut for the side of you. So if it did come through, it goes past. And if you, try to stay out to keep your head out to the line of it. So my head has got to be this side. So if something happened, you cut like that. My head's on the other side. See what I mean? If it kicked back. But that's the main thing I think. The best thing I learned was keep that in by this leg, and you leave it in like that. And when you cut in, say your tree is lying down on the ground, put this over the tree. If you're taking limbs, if you're deep branching, and you've got a tree between you, it's always between you. And if you're cutting the branches off this side, you're going to do the same again. Cut down like that, or up, but you're not cutting back. You've cut back towards yourself. That's an instant fail on the course. Alright? So the other thing, a bit clearer with the saw. I'm trying to do it as well, without it. Well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Cheers.